Hello guys, welcome to YCFT. You know when we always say we're doing something a little different? Actually, we haven't said that in a little while.
No, we haven't, to be fair.
We haven't in a while. We actually are doing something a little different, for us anyway. This film recently entered the public domain. It's House on Haunted Hill, starring Vincent Price. We're going to play the film in its entirety.
Yeah.
And we're just going to add a little bit of commentary. So we've got our comically screen accurate bowl of popcorn.
Yeah.
And enjoy.
I love this movie.
You love it?
I do love it.
I can't actually remember. It's been a while since I've watched it. I think I've only watched it the once.
Was when I showed it to you the first and only time you've seen it?
Yeah. I remember it opening with a scream.
Yeah. I've watched that enough times. I've watched this.
Of course, yeah.
Very famous character actor, I can't remember his name.
The ghosts are moving tonight, restless, hungry. May I introduce myself? I'm Watson Pritchard. In just a minute, I'll show you the only really haunted house in the world. Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been murdered in it. Since then, I've owned the house. I've only spent one night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was almost dead.
One of the greatest mustaches in
I'm
cinema.
Frederick Lauren, and I've rented the house on Haunted Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party.
She's so
A haunted house party. She's so amusing. There'll be food and drink and ghosts, and perhaps even a few murders. You're all invited. If any of you will spend the next 12 hours in this house, I'll give you each $10,000. Or your next of kin in case you don't
$10,000
survive.
today, are you trying to work it out?
Yeah, I have no
But
idea
here
what
come
that
our
would
other
be.
Yeah,
guests.
because I know when they remade this, didn't they, in the early 2000s?
They made it like $1 million, didn't they?
I think
It
so.
was my
I
wife's idea to
I've
have
seen
our
the
guests
house.
come in funeral cars.
That's what, it's got
She's so amusing. Her sense of
Shaggy,
humor
doesn't
is,
it?
shall we say, original.
No,
I
that's
dreamed
his
of the
Vincent
hearse.
Price.
It's empty
Vincent
now,
Price?
but after a night in the house on Haunted Hill,
Yeah.
who knows?
Because this is a...
This
You
is
actually haven't
Lance
had a title
Schroeder, a
card yet, have
test
we?
pilot,
No.
so no doubt a brave
This is
man.
William Castle.
But don't you think you can be much
is a
braver
William
if you're
Castle
paid
movie.
for it? And I
Um,
happen to know that Lance
I think you've
needs
done a
the
couple at this point,
10,000 I'll
no?
give him,
You've done...
if he's brave
What was
enough
it
to
called?
stay all
Thirty
night.
Ghosts. I think that was the
This
year
is Ruth
after.
Bridges. You've no doubt read
I'm
her
not sure
column
exactly
in the
where it's in this
newspapers.
filmography.
She says
He's
her
a-
reason
he's
for
known for
coming to the
spectacle.
party
Is
is
this
to
the
write
one
a
with the
feature
3D
article
glasses?
on ghosts.
That's 13 Ghosts.
She's
Okay,
also
Ghosts.
This is the
desperate for
skeleton
money.
that, like, flies. When it was
Gambles.
released in the theatres, William Castle
You've already
was known
met
for, like, his
Watson
weird
Pritchard,
marketing.
a man living in mortal fear
schemes.
of a house, and yet
And
he
in the
is risking
theatre,
his life to spend another
He
night
had
here.
floating
I wonder
skeletons
why.
like fly by the audience.
He says for
It's
money.
like that extra schlock value, but it always worked.
This is Dr. David Trent, a
That's
psychiatrist.
it. Dark Castle.
He claims that my ghost will help me
remake
work
William
on
Castle movies.
hysteria.
As a homage.
But don't
Which,
you
know,
see
I
a
love the
little
idea. They
touch
ended up
of
only
greed
making, I
there?
think, 2 William
Around the
Castle
mouth
films,
and eye.
and then they just kind of quickly moved on to their own stuff.
This is
So-
Nora Manning.
William Castle, he's
I
a
picked her
creative
from the thousands of
filmmaker,
people
but
who
he
worked
wasn't
for me
necessarily a
because she
good film.
needed the 10,000 more than most.
I think this is a
Supports her
really
whole
well-made
family.
film, personally.
Isn't she pretty?
Whether it's scary is
The
like a
party's
matter of
starting
debate,
now.
but I think it's
And
a
you
really
have
good
until
film.
midnight
The
to
house is
find the house on
weird.
Haunted
This
Hill.
house is it's in Los Angeles,
There we are. You got a title card.
from a very famous architect.
I always find the inside of the house doesn't match the outside.
No, it's so bizarre looking at it. Yeah, it's a real house. Like even today, it looks really out of place.
Yeah.
I love the idea for the movie. It's such a simple little premise.
Yeah.
Just invite a bunch of strangers and see if they can stay the night. I would well do that.
It's really good. You know, Scary Movie 2. You had to spend a night in a haunted house, don't they?
Yeah, it's like, it's this girl haunting a full house. Like, they stay open to conduct a science experiment. Yeah, it's a really similar concept. Elisha Cook, that's that guy.
So he owns this house.
Yeah. Doesn't live in it, but he owns it.
He's going to spend a night in his own house to try and win $10,000.
Yeah, basically.
So he's being paid for this night to go on. And he wants to get paid more.
Yeah, I think so. Never really quite considered it from that angle. I do love the music.
Musical time is just great.
I'm just not English in my mouth.
William Castle.
We don't really have a William Castle-esque figure today.
No.
But I mean, Dark Castle is still a company.
Yeah, well, there is a film this year.
Yeah. Again, it's just their own content.
Well, where is everybody?
It isn't a very warm welcome, is it?
Only the ghosts in this house are glad we're here.
Everyone involved in it, like Alan Silvestri.
Are we
is
all
part of it,
strangers
like-
to each other?
They're all massively in
Don't
the
you
industry
two know
anyway.
each other?
Yeah.
I'm afraid I don't even know your
So
name.
Dark Castle's almost
I'm
like their side
Norman.
project.
Lance Schroeder.
Yeah.
Is Frederick Lauren a friend of yours?
I've heard of him, but I've never met him.
I work for one of his companies, but I've never seen him.
I've never met the man either. Just a phone call. Do you know him?
No,
Well, then you're the only one of us who does.
I don't know him. All the details about renting the house were done by mail.
He's quite wealthy, isn't he?
Millions.
And 5 wives, I believe.
4, I think, so far.
A $50,000 party for only 5 people is a little steep, even for a millionaire.
Well, if I were going to haunt anybody, this would certainly be the house I'd do it in.
I've never seen
Who
any of
closed the
13
door?
Ghosts.
It honestly used to scare me when I was a kid and I used to watch it. There's one ghost in particular, the lion tamer.
Yeah. Is that one public domain yet?
This thing's made of solid steel.
I'm
It was
checking.
around the same time, wasn't it?
I'm sure it was released 1960.
That's what it will be soon. Oh, it could be now.
It
That could be the next one we do.
It could be. But I did always used to like it.
Yeah. God, he was a tall man, Vincent.
Oh, he was. I think he was like 6'3". I could be chatting out my arse, but I'm pretty sure he was 6'3". Just so arresting, isn't it?
Annabelle,
So-
our guests are here, unfortunately still
We know this
alive.
happened.
Is your
as well,
face on yet?
Him, Christopher Lee, and Peter Cushing probably all had dinner and drinks together.
They were
'Cause
all,
they're all mates, weren't they? They all worked in
Yeah.
the films
Water
together.
barely
they were all
trickled.
very, very good friends.
Couldn't you have had the place clean?
Peter Cushing was tiny.
Atmosphere,
Yeah.
darling. You know how ghosts are. They never tidy up.
You got it. Christopher Lee and
It's a
Vincent
very
Price were the
fetching outfit, but
giants.
hardly
Yeah.
suitable for a party.
I'm not going to
His
the party.
final film role, if I'm
Spend the
right,
night
was
ghost party was your idea, remember? Since it's going to
it's
cost me
I think you might be right,
$50,000, I want you to have fun.
The party was
It
my
was
idea
so
until
frail
you
in it.
invited all the guests. Why all
It's
these
like when you see
strangers? Why
Christopher
none of
Lee.
our friends?
been behind the scenes of The Hobbit.
Friends?
He was very
Do we have
frail.
any
Yeah.
friends?
No, your jealousy took care of that.
I had a reason for inviting each guest. I wanted kind of a cross-section. From psychiatrist to typist, and from drunk to jet pilot. They share one thing. They all need money. Now let's see if they're brave enough to earn it.
And you call this a party?
She kind of
Could
looks
be.
like Hayden Panettiere.
Do you think?
Yeah, same shaped face.
Why do you always do that?
Tell me
It
I'm wrong.
spoils the champagne.
It might explode.
Never
Told
does.
you Kirby was alive.
Oh,
You guarantee that?
That isn't funny, Frederick.
I'm
Make a
happy that
good
the debate is
headline.
officially
Playboy
over with that.
kills
There's
wife
never any
with
debate.
champagne
There was
cork.
debate.
Will you join me?
I do-
Stop with the
No,
belly,
thank you.
like, how many times?
Just a sip might improve your
So was
humor.
Laurie and
My humor is
How did
fine,
you?
thanks.
How devastated would you be? though,
And
if
I
you
haven't
took that much
poisoned
trouble?
it.
we're talking Scream
Always
4
good to
here.
know.
Yeah, I'm gonna Scream 4.
I like Scream 4.
I know you do.
Better than Scream 3.
That's okay.
Have some. You'll
No.
enjoy the party more.
No.
Go on.
Scream 3 rules. I love this relationship. I would never want it for myself, but I love watching
And
it.
I'm not going to parties,
There's still
All
All
mismatch.
my
Just
wives
so
were
much,
just
yeah.
agreeable.
but still alive.
Would you go away for $1 million and tax-free? You want it all, don't you?
I deserve it all. Your jealousy isn't
I
tax-free.
love the fact that they're basically just
Possessiveness is
desperately
maddening.
trying to kill each other and have tried maybe several
Every
times,
man
and it's
has
just
grounds
not
for
working.
divorce.
But can't prove them.
The time will come. You'll slip up one of these days,
Think so?
if I live long enough. You remember the fun we had when you poisoned me?
Something you ate, the doctor said.
Yes, arsenic on the rocks. Annabelle, you'd do it again if you thought you could get away with it, wouldn't you?
Darling, what makes you think that?
Something about you.
It's weird seeing this in colour because they did release a
Yeah, but
colorized
hanging
version
is very
years ago,
uncomfortable.
and
In case you get any more
her
ideas.
outfit. I don't know what colour you probably assume
let
it
the
is, but
ghosts
it's
and the
this really
ghouls
weird
disturb
dark
you.
purple, and it
Darling,
just there's
the
something
only
really
ghoul
kind
in
of
the house is you.
garish about it.
Is it-
It looks
all
better in
night.
black and white.
Yeah, well, obviously the colours been picked to look a certain way in black and
Makes
white.
wrinkles.
film.
Yeah. So it's like the set of the house is lots of dark greens and.
It's like when you see the colorized versions of the Addams Family.
Yeah, it
And
just
you
looks
guys-
weird.
Well, it's lots of like whites, yellows, and pinks, just so that you get certain shades
Yeah.
of black and white. It's really cool.
This is what she used on my brother and her sister. Hacked them to pieces. We found parts of the bodies all over the house, in places you wouldn't think. The funny thing is the heads have never been found. Hands and feet and things like that. But no heads.
The wife, probably in a rage, threatened her husband with a knife and then, carried away by hysteria, took a swing at him and simply went on from there.
She certainly went on. How many people did she kill, Mr. Pritchard?
Only two. Her husband and her sister. No one else was here.
So there are two loose heads just floating around in here somewhere?
You can hear them at night. They whisper to each other and then cry.
Since our host isn't here, would anyone care to mix me a drink?
Certainly. What will you have?
Good evening. I'm your host, Frederick Lauren. Since we're all strangers to each other, let's get acquainted with a drink, shall we?
Mr. Lauren, I advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already moving, and that's a bad sign.
Let me apologize for my wife. She'll join us later. What do you have,
Scotch and
Doctor?
I'll have the same.
A Scotch one.
Now, before the party begins,
Never fully
let's
understood
go
what she
over
said.
the
It's like
details.
Scotch and.
The caretakers will leave at midnight, locking us in here until they come back in the morning. Once the door is locked, there's no way out.
Just weird way to say it. Scotch.
The windows
and.
have bars that a jail would be proud of, and the only door to the outside locks like a vault. There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no way to call for help.
Like a coffin.
So if any of you decide not to stay for the party, you must let me know before midnight. Of course, if you leave, I shan't be able to pay you anything.
I'm interested in your reasons for this, party. Aside from the pleasant company.
Ghosts, Doctor.
Ghosts.
I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost. And now my wife has given us all the opportunity to find out.
Amusing. Ghosts, etc., being only creations of hysteria, your party should be a success.
Well, Pritchard here promises us genuine ghosts.
7 now. Maybe more before morning.
That's cheerful.
4 men have been murdered in this house. And 3 women.
You planned your party very well, Mr. Loren. 4 of us are men, 3 are women. Well, it goes for everybody.
And Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour through the house and let's see what happens, huh?
See that stain? Blood. A young girl was killed here. And whatever got her wasn't human. Don't stand there.
What do you mean? Where?
This is like... This bit is never really explained in the film.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, that blood patch would definitely be wiped away.
Yeah.
Too late.
Second of all,
Marked you.
why it does seem to
Ridiculous.
target
Rue
her, because it
probably
happens
means-
again later on in
That
the
must be
movie.
what it is. Who would want to haunt me?
It's,
I would
it's
say any
never
self-respecting
quite explained
male
if the house
girl.
is actually
I hope
genuinely
it doesn't
haunted
come
or
back.
not.
Well, Mr. Pritchard, you're the life of the party.
He hasn't even started yet. Wasn't there a man who threw his wife into a wine vat or something?
That was in the cellar. There's been a murder almost every place in this house.
So why does he own the place?
I think it was his brother that had it and he used to live there.
Ah,
But his brother was murdered in the house.
by his wife.
Yeah, so it fell to him.
All this belonged to a Mr. Norton, who didn't die here. He was electrocuted later. Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines, but his wife didn't think it was any good. So he filled the vat with acid and threw her in. She was supposed to stay down, but the bones came up. It's a funny thing, but none of the murders here were just ordinary. Just shooting or stabbing. They've all been sort of wild, violent, and different. Look out! God, she didn't fall in.
You mean there's still acid in there?
They just left the acid.
Well, how are you going to get rid of it?
I don't know.
Destroys everything with hair and flesh.
Just leave the bones.
Just leaves the bones. My, it's dry and dusty down here.
Well, there's a cure for that upstairs. Come on.
I don't know, but it feels like it should be his party, not Vincent Price's.
Yeah, considering it is his house, basically.
Yeah. There are parts of this film that just don't make any sense.
How'd you get
I
invited to this party?
forgive it.
No,
So it's more to show off, like,
no, go on.
technical
I mean, what
aspects
do
and
you
actual
do?
story.
I think so, yeah. Just like a good old
Mr. Lawrence said
source of
everybody would
ghost
get
story, isn't it?
$10,000.
But he didn't say anything about being locked in.
No.
He just made a deal with me on the phone, but nothing about having to stay.
Aren't you going to stay?
A little bit.
If I don't, I
Morgan.
lose $10,000.
That actress there.
I'm
Or
going to stay
Caroline
too.
Craig or Carolyn Craig. I think.
$10,000.
She had an
Yeah.
unfortunate time of things and
You
she
believe in
had killed
ghosts?
herself when she was quite young.
Fuck.
I don't know.
I don't know if it
Well,
was
I agree with
like
what
how
that
long
doc
after
says.
this
You
movie
can
it
spook
was.
yourself. I've done it in planes. Seen things that weren't really
Yeah, it
there.
was very sad.
Or were they? What are you going to do with your $10,000? If we get it.
What do you mean if we get it? Won't he pay us if we stay?
Ah, sure he will. 10,000 is no more to him than a nickel is to us.
We were in an automobile accident. Now I'm the only one in the family who can make any money.
Boy, I've never seen so many doors. Closet.
Does it go anywhere? Lance! Lance!
Yeah, oh yeah, this very famous. It's not that shot.
It's not this bit, but
There she is.
it's like she's got me on board.
Oh, absolutely, she's being pushed.
Well, she's on like some kind of skates or something. You see a little cut there?
There was a cut there, yeah.
I've never noticed that before. Yeah, you'd shit yourself. Except fuck him. Run.
Please, Lance is gone, and there's a ghost.
See what I mean?
Please, come on.
Did she say Lance is gone? Gone where?
We'll have to break it down. It's locked.
What? You all right? Nothing that money won't cure. I must have bumped my head.
And the only way you could bump your head in here is to run head on into the wall. You didn't do that, did you? Let's get a bandage on that.
If you were one of the party, well, if you were her anyway, after you've just seen
I
what you
wonder
think
why
was a
they
ghost,
didn't
wouldn't you
kill
just
him.
immediately kind of assume, oh, it's all part of
He
like
didn't bump his
party.
head.
It's all part of the
They
act,
did.
like he's trying
Yeah.
to scare us.
They?
Honestly, I would sit in the parlour and I'd just drink all night.
Yeah, I just will leave.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, let's all stay together, guys. Play some
Nora,
cards. It also
when you
never
came
really
in, you
explained
said
what
something
hits
about
him.
a ghost.
Little who hits
There
him.
was something.
What did it look like?
Well, it was wearing a black thing that went all the way to the floor.
Weren't you a little frightened at the time?
Well, yes.
That, Mr. Lauren, is hysteria.
But then, Doctor, how do you explain what happened to Lance? Was that hysteria, too?
You better get that checked in a day or so.
Thanks, Doc.
I'd be curious to see like what someone like Mike Flanagan would do with a property like this.
Wait for me alone.
Obviously, he's pretty much mastered haunted houses.
Yeah, he's good
The
with
ghosts are
ghouls.
coming closer, Mr. Lauren.
The thing
You
is,
really
is like,
believe in your pet
admittedly,
ghost,
I haven't
don't
seen
you,
the
Bridget?
remake, but I know it.
Before the
happened.
night's over, you will
I think
too.
it might have made money, but critically,
Would you
it was
like
just
a drink,
pulled to
Lan?
pieces.
There's
And
no
I
thanks.
wonder
I'd like one.
if it was just not
Goddamn.
in the right director's hands. If it was,
Who directed it?
I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Lauren, are you really going to pay anyone to
Obviously, like
stay
the
all
early
night?
2000s is
Certainly.
known as, a considerably bad time
$10,000.
Would it
Yeah.
be like red tape
I enjoyed the
or
13
delay?
Ghosts remake.
I enjoyed 13
In a
Ghosts.
hurry, dear?
It's
Frankly,
a wild
yes.
ride.
Or frankly,
Like a lot of the other Dark Castle stuff, like Ghost Ship is not
There you
considered
are,
a good
Mitty.
film, but I love Ghost
Oh,
Ship.
Ghost Ship was one of the greatest openings of a horror movie ever.
It is, but I just also I enjoy the movie. I'm not saying it's a great film, but I do think it's fun to watch. It is
Why don't
really
you go back
enjoyable.
downstairs? Why? Is this the shot?
Someone or
It's coming.
something was
Yeah.
in here when I came in.
The most famous shot.
Where?
But I also think like
And if the door was locked, how did
maybe
it get out?
2000 they just didn't. People obviously
You saw it might have been a
were
ghost,
enjoying
Nora, but what
supernatural
was in there
horror
with me
with
was
the
no
success
ghost.
of the others.
I don't
Maybe
know. I was
House
so
on Haunted
scared.
Hill was just a bit too gimmicky for them.
Maybe.
Is this one of those films that just belongs from to us in a certain time and that's it?
That sound different to you?
Yes.
I like his suit.
Snazzy.
It's snazzy.
Three, 6, 9, 12. 12 feet. Three, 6. Now I'm gonna knock on the other wall. When you hear me, you knock on this wall.
Alright, it's definitely coming.
Tap lower down.
She is horrifying. Off she goes.
Off she goes, floats away.
How does he not see her though? How? They would have passed each other.
I feel like when that first came out, that shot might have actually been pretty scary.
Oh, it was, yeah. I remember watching this for the first time and it got me. It genuinely got me.
Where'd it come from?
Probably almost
From
like
in here.
Woman in Black level reaction.
Oh, you actually scream.
What if it ran out of here? I'd have seen it.
Lance, it doesn't run, it just floats.
Yeah, but why didn't I see it?
We don't see that again,
You
do we?
don't
Good
believe me.
question, Lance. Why didn't you see it?
No.
We do actually see her again. But yeah, like that's another question. Like, why doesn't Lance see her? Unless she literally just like belted out when she left that little room.
I'm telling you, she looks like Hayden Panettiere. Save the
Have you seen
cheerleader.
it?
Manning,
Save the cheerleader. Save the world.
I realize this is a very unusual and I'm afraid very dull party. Wouldn't you like to freshen up?
It's the most glamorous loungewear I've ever seen.
This is your room. Depressing, isn't it?
It's got pants.
She does
I doubt
have
if I'll
pants.
spend
She's
much
pretty
time
sure she's wearing high heels.
It's going to rain. Perfect atmosphere for my husband's party. Why did you come here?
He said he'd give me $10,000.
Why did he pick you?
I don't know. My supervisor just came and said I'd been invited.
How long have you known my husband?
I just met him tonight.
So? Why you? What were you doing wandering around by yourself?
Well, I was in the cellar with Lance, Mr. Schroeder, and I just left, that's all.
Don't do it again. Don't go anywhere in this house by yourself. Now fix your face and I'll come by for you in a few minutes.
But
You're in danger. We all are.
but who?
I hope for your sake you never find out.
Wouldn't you just be like, wait, what? Don't leave. Explain.
I'm Annabelle Lauren. Were you looking for something?
Not exactly.
Are you the doctor?
No, I'm Lance Schroeder.
The pilot. You've hurt yourself.
Oh, it's just a bump on the head. Which is my room?
I believe this is it.
Thank you, Mrs. Lauren.
Annabelle Lance. You were with the young girl in the cellar. Why was she so upset?
Was she?
And you don't look like the type to go around bumping his head. What really happened, Lance?
Well, Nora thought she saw a ghost, but I didn't see anything.
She was just frightened.
And mad at me, I think. I kidded her about it.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Now, don't tell me you're taking all this seriously.
Aren't you?
Well, I'd like to find out what hit me.
Lance. If I need help, may I count on you?
Sure, I guess so. Look, what's going on here anyway? I mean, what is with this party bit?
This is no party. He's planning something.
Your husband?
I wish I knew what it was.
Must be pretty big if he's going to lay out 50,000.
The money doesn't mean anything. He has a reason for getting us all up here to this dreadful old house.
Well, what for? He doesn't even know us.
Maybe that's exactly why you're here.
Well, what can he get away with?
Oh, he thinks that big money like his can get away with anything. You know, of course, that I'm his fourth wife. The first simply disappeared. The other two died. Lance, I don't want to join them.
Right?
You mean he,
Oh, his doctor said they died of heart attacks. 2 girls in their 20s.
Well, what can he do?
My husband is sometimes insane with jealousy. Nothing matters to him then. Please be careful.
Would he hurt you?
He would kill me if he could.
I think the first time I watched it, it's like, right, so he actually generally is just really unlucky, or he is killing his wives. And it's like, why would you keep getting married?
Yeah, it's kind of like they're both bad seeds. Ultimately.
I feel like this is just the same room redressed.
Annabelle, you're missing all the
I think
fun.
he's just kind of in it for the fun.
Nora Manning was almost killed by a falling chandelier. The pilot bashed his head in.
Is he badly hurt?
The
Like, as soon
Saturnine
as he starts getting
psychiatrist
bored of
bandaged
them,
him
he's
up.
like,
Don't you want to go and console him, as you do most men, in your fashion?
You're so clever, Frederick.
As I lie awake nights wondering why I married you. It was rather a mistake.
You didn't marry me, dear. I married you. Unpleasant, but
At
no
least
mistake.
they were honest with each other.
I love how that comeback though. She's like,
Hurry
you
up.
didn't marry me, dear.
Frederick, for the last time, I'm not going to your party.
And for the last time, it's not my party, but yours. And you are going.
I am not.
You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
Would you adore me as much if I were poor? No. All you want to be is a lovely widow. It's almost time to lock up the house. And then your party will really begin. I wonder how it'll end.
It's really literally like Spike's the lens there. He's literally looking right at the audience there saying, I wonder how it's going to end.
I know.
I reckon I could do a great Vincent Price costume.
It's all about the mustache.
Yeah, I could do that mustache.
Honestly, it's all about the mustache.
It's close
It's
to
got a
midnight.
little like
Okay.
triangle bit in the
Be down in a
middle
minute.
that you got to cut out.
Yeah, it's almost like Salvador Dali, yes.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Your host, my dear. It's almost midnight, Nora. We're all going to get together down in the living room.
All right, Mr. Lloyd. I'll be right down.
I'm assuming obviously they didn't film in the house.
No. I'm
I can
pretty
see
sure.
certain parts when it was... I forgot about that.
I'd love to know what that looks like.
Well, it's probably chocolate sauce again. Like, you know, like it was in Psycho.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a gorgeous looking shot.
Come with us. Come with us before he kills you.
Wait, how did you think she was gonna react to that?
Where's Nora? Miss Manning.
I don't want to stay here.
Nora, what happened? That's Jonas Slides and his wife. They've been caretakers here for years. She's blind, you know.
I'm not going to stay here.
Well, Doctor, it looks like we have a real case of hysteria on our hands.
I think she's just a little upset, not hysterical.
That was a dress.
Good evening.
Hello, my dear. This is my wife. These are our guests. Ruth Bridges, Dr. Trent. You know Watson Pritchard, of course. Nora Manning, and this is Lance Schroeder.
Lance Schroeder.
Schroeder.
It sounds like a pilot, doesn't
It's
it?
just so American.
Get me out of here.
Now, what about the 10,000?
I don't care. He wants to kill me.
Who wants to kill you?
Mr. Lawrence.
May I have your attention, please? I think you all remember the bargain we made about staying all night. $10,000 apiece. If any of you don't survive, $50,000 will be divided amongst the rest of you. If I should die,
I love this little exchange. I love that.
you will be paid by my estate.
He's just
When the
loving
door is
the
locked
idea
from the
that
outside
she
by
could
the
kill him.
caretakers, we'll all be forced to stay in this house until morning. If any of you decide not to stay, you must leave with the caretakers now. You won't have a chance to change your minds later, because there'll be no way to get out.
I don't want to stay.
Wait.
It isn't midnight yet. Who told them they could leave?
They never leave before midnight.
Well, they've gone now. I was going to ask you whether you wanted to stay or not, but it seems that the caretakers have made the decision for you. We're all locked in now.
But I don't want to stay.
And I'm sorry, my dear, but it's too late now.
Darling, haven't you had enough of the silly game? Get some cars up here for these people and let them go home. But pay them first.
This is your party. Remember? In spite of my wife's faith in my ability to do the impossible, we will all have to stay in this house
It's
until 8
Van
o'clock in the
Jansen
morning.
that plays his wife.
But we have some
You know,
party
from,
favors for
from
you
GoldenEye.
in these little coffins.
Oh.
What's her name in that?
I don't know, but I know who you mean.
You know the Bond girl.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Pretty
This is
sure
my
it's
wife's
her.
idea. I must say, I think it's rather dangerous. I suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down on this lever with your thumb and then pull the trigger. You see
Her
they're
ears would be
loaded.
absolutely blown out by that. Honestly, she'd have tinnitus from that.
These are no good against
Yeah.
the dead, only the living.
Doctor?
I'd just love to do like a murder mystery
Thanks.
night or a haunted house party like this.
Don't we
Nora?
did some like a virtual murder mystery during lockdown?
We did!
Go ahead, take it.
We did!
The first one was really good. The pirate theme one got a bit silly, but it was
Miss
still good
Bridget?
fun
It was
dressing like
good.
a pirate.
It was, yeah.
The first one, like, I went completely down the wrong hole, the wrong path.
You sure?
I was
Yeah.
convinced.
I was wrong both times.
Oh yeah.
Sure idea. Who knows, you may want to use it on me before this night is over.
Throw these guns away. They won't do you any good.
I agree with Pritchard on that point, although not for the same reason.
Dr. Trent, don't you approve of our little party favors?
Suppose Nora had had a gun when she mistook the blind woman for a ghost.
I don't think anyone else is going to walk around in total darkness.
Oh, I'm sure we're not going to go running around the house shooting each other, aren't you?
It's a
Who
strange
knows?
thing, isn't it? Like,
Fear
Yeah,
makes
everyone
people do
would go.
amazing things.
But I get it, like, from his point of view, he wants to scare people.
You said your sister-in-law
Then
killed a
it's a
man
good
and a
way
woman
to
here and
unnerve
cut them
someone.
up.
yeah.
You said they found hands and feet, but they never found any heads. Would you like to see one of those heads?
Hints.
Would you all like to see one of those heads? Well then, just follow me.
Hits.
Darling, I really don't need this.
She's like, I'm gonna get you another way. You old bastard.
I love the little coffins.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they're dusty.
Just go look in my suitcase. Just go look.
Very pretty little vanity case.
Mm.
But it was in there. A woman's head.
Nora, I think you're a little upset. Would you care for a sedative?
Get out! Get out, all of you! All of you, get out of here and leave me alone! Just get out of here!
I think it's all right to leave
The
her
whole
back
wall.
there.
Oh, yeah, that's 100%
I
set.
wish she'd taken the sedative.
It's something I miss from all the movies when you can just
Yeah.
saw.
They're closing
see
in
how
on her.
delicate they
Look,
are.
Doc, I think somebody ought to stay with her.
There could be 1,000,000 people around her. And if they wanted her, they'd get her.
What if he's right?
He's too drunk to know what he's talking about.
I wonder. I'll join you in a minute.
Do you think it would do any good if you went in and talked to her?
Well, do you think there really was a head in her suitcase?
I don't know.
A thing like that would put me right over the edge.
But would you sort of stay up here, I mean, in case she needs help?
All right. I'll be in my room. Just call it.
Thanks.
See, I feel like the mistake is giving them the rooms.
Yeah, where they can just
Are you
kind
sure
of
there are
take
only
shelter
10
if
people
need
Yeah,
be.
like,
Positive.
again,
Except for the ghosts.
if I wasn't
I
going to
don't
just
believe in
stay
ghosts.
downstairs and drink,
Nor in frightening women.
I'd just go to bed.
In Nora's case, it's gone far
Just
enough.
sleep right
Perhaps
through.
too far.
What do you suggest we do about it, Doctor?
Don't
I'm
frighten her
thinking about
anymore.
it. I think that there is a way that you can do this movie, that you could tell this story today,
Yeah.
potentially even set it in modern day. You could just easily be like, right, the rule is no mobile phones, no nothing.
You'd have the little coffins.
Yeah.
You could give them the guns, but in exchange they have to put their phones in the coffin.
In the coffin, yeah, and then padlock it.
And that's a nice little callback.
Yeah.
Nora.
I mean, there's nothing to say though that someone might not secretly have another phone.
Nora?
Yeah.
Or
Who
something
would
like
you
that.
who would you have to play the Vincent Price character?
Oh god, that's hard. That's really hard.
You know, I'd really like Tom Atkins.
Nora?
Tom Atkins, do you not think he's a bit old? I mean, he is like in his 80s.
Yeah, but then the gold digger wife kind of really works then.
Yeah, yeah.
Plus, it's one of the last great mustaches in Hollywood.
In Hollywood. That's very true. It's a very different mustache. The thickness varies.
Yeah.
But I
I think that'd be an interesting choice.
love Tom Atkins. I don't know, I'd have to think about that. There is another equivalent of Vincent Price.
Why does he still have that knife?
What do you know about
I
this?
don't know. It's like, surely that would be
What
with
evidence?
In a little while,
police.
she'll be
Yeah,
one of them.
exactly.
Where's Nora?
Where is she? It's too late. It's too late. You'll never find her again.
Pritchard, if you know where she is, you better tell me now.
She's gone. She's gone with them.
She's gone.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I miss the days of long 90s.
Let her down.
Yes. Just something so much more glamorous about that time.
I do miss the time when men would wear three-piece suits
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Nora?
She's dead, Mr. Lauren. Your wife hanged herself.
Suicide.
I don't know. It just popped in my mind. What about Liam Neeson?
Liam Neeson would actually be good.
Oh, have you heard that he's going to be in the next Naked Gun movie?
I did
It's
actually.
Leslie Nielsen's
I
character.
didn't know if it was confirmed. I just thought it was.
But he's meant to be the son of Leslie Nielsen.
I've never seen Liam Neeson do a full-on comedy before.
He's pretty funny. You know, he can be funny.
Yeah, I think Liam Neeson would be a solid choice, actually.
Mm.
He tried to kill me. He grabbed me and choked me and put me in that room. And then he went away and left me.
Who?
He thought I was dead.
Who?
Mr. Lloyd.
Are you sure about this?
I don't know. It was dark, but it must have been him.
Has anybody seen you since he left you?
I heard some people in that room, but I went by and nobody saw me.
Mrs. Lauren is dead.
That's another thing. It's like she was just attacked, like she said. But who did that?
Lauren
Was
said
it?
she committed suicide.
We obviously we don't see it, do we?
I think somebody killed her.
Him.
Do you remember the ending of this? Like
yeah.
The,
Yeah, I remember the ending.
Yeah.
Actually, one of its downfalls is that it doesn't build tension. Maybe it did back in the day, but a lot of the events just feel very unrelated.
Like very disconnected.
I'm sure you've come to the same conclusion I have.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's all have a meeting, discuss what to do. The living room?
Okay, in a minute. I gotta go downstairs.
You smashed
Now
this
you
ball.
lock yourself in here and don't let anybody know you're here.
One thing I was amused at, the way you can kind of tell to set the candles kind of glowing like really erratically. Like we've got a candle in front of us. It's just still.
Yeah.
If you have to.
I love the whole design. Like
I do.
love
I think it's a really cool
yeah, just
looking
like a
place.
traditionally very old, spooky looking house. I love that he's obviously orchestrated this whole thing because he knows his wife is up to something. But I don't think he quite knows what she's up to.
Yeah.
He just wants to get the upper hand.
It's very elaborate.
It's it's so like Machiavellian, like the whole
Machiavellian.
thing. Yeah.
Is that your daily thesaurus word?
Yes, it is.
No.
But yeah, I love how basically like they're trying to outdo
You
each
see your
other.
eyes flutter.
So greedy. So cold. What are you doing in here? Wait. Don't wait. What do you mean coming in here?
I didn't want them to take her away.
You're drunk.
They will if you don't watch her.
You're drunk. All right, out with it, Bridget. Why did you come into this room?
I'm the only one who understands.
Understands what?
Your wife isn't there anymore. She's already joined them.
Look, Bridget, I've had enough of your spook talk. Get out, you sot, and don't come back into this room again.
Yeah, it's like the look on his face there, he almost looks confused, like he wasn't expecting that move from her. Whether he genuinely thinks that she's dead or not. He's like, okay. spanner in the works.
Where's what's-her-name? Nora.
I didn't disturb her since I don't think this concerns her.
No, you're right.
Mr. Lauren, isn't there some way we can get out of this house now?
No, none at all.
We could try breaking out.
The only door to the outside is made of steel. The bars of the windows are set in solid stone. We gotta stay.
I'm not afraid of your ghosts, Bridget. But I am afraid. When we came here a few hours ago, the only thing we had in common was the $10,000 we'd get. Now, however, we share something else. The death of Mrs. Lauren. So far tonight, one of us was almost killed by a falling chandelier. One of us was mysteriously slugged.
When did the
One of us has
chandelier
been
fall?
driven to the brink of
Earlier,
absolute
you know, when you
hysteria.
first arrived and it nearly fell
One
on
of us is dead.
Nora.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I completely
Were these
forgot.
accidents?
It was right, it's literally right.
Suicide?
At the beginning.
And we must stay here for 6 more hours.
6 hours? 6 of us. Time enough.
Who will be next? How will it happen?
Let me ask you a question, Doctor. You were the first one to see my wife there. Did you also see anything that she could have climbed up on and then jumped?
No.
Did any of you? There was nothing. How then did she get up there so high?
Exactly, Mr. Lauren. How? She couldn't have pulled herself up there. She couldn't have dropped from the ceiling. Do you think your wife killed herself?
No. She was murdered by one of you.
Or you, Mr. Lauren. To deliberately kill someone, you must have a reason.
We were all strangers to your wife. Only you had a motive for murder.
What husband hasn't at some time wanted to kill his wife? What husband hasn't had 1,000 opportunities to do it in such a way so that he'd never be suspected? I'm not such a fool as to hang my wife from a ceiling by a rope.
The fact remains that you, or one of us, murdered Mrs. Lauren. And that's a matter for the police.
So how do we get the police?
That's my point. We can't until morning. What began as a silly party given by an eccentric has now involved us all in murder.
For once, Pritchard may be right. If another murder's in the works, let's stop it now.
Another murder.
Why not? Maybe one of us saw too much.
Why should even a millionaire want to give each of us $10,000 to spend one night in a gloomy old house? To see some ghosts, have a party? No.
Have you finished trying me, Doctor? And is the verdict guilty of murder?
Oh, this isn't getting us anywhere. Somebody killed Mrs. Lauren, we know that. One of us is guilty and the rest of us are innocent, okay. Now what we have to do for the next 6 hours is
I love the way
protect
people used to
ourselves
speak.
from
I
each
do
other.
too.
You really think?
I don't
It's
think
like
anything.
when you watch
I
30s
just know
films,
that I'm
and
going
it's
to my
always, you know,
room.
like
And
that
if anybody
diction
comes
is
in,
very,
I'll
very
shoot him.
specific. It's toned down a bit as you
Or-
get into the 50s,
And
60s,
if we all
but
stay in
there's
our room,
echoes
we'll
of
be
it
safe.
still there.
Because the innocent will have no reason to leave his room. And the guilty
I think
will
it's
admit his
partly
guilt
down
if
to
he or
like
she
how
does.
audio was
And we all
recorded
have
as well.
guns.
Yeah, I think
all
it's probably
agree?
just also how actors were trained back then as well.
I wish this night were over.
But it's like, you know, America now, and this is not across the board, it's just a generalization, like most,
I tell you, it doesn't make any difference.
like the West
They're
Coast
through with
especially,
us yet.
the accent tends to go like very high at the end of every sentence, and more like a Californian thing.
Yeah.
But you don't see that
In old films.
in old films. No, it's very much a 90s thing and onwards.
Everyone seemed to have the same accent.
Yeah, yeah, basically. It's almost like borderline English in a way. Like British, I mean.
What's the use of saying goodnight?
This is just a mistake. Why would you
Yeah.
separate? Seriously, why? I do think that like she's a bit of she's the odd one out for me because she's the only thing that's memorable about her really is the blood that drips on her hand. But even
Yeah.
that doesn't really amount to anything. She's just kind of there as the the second female character. Do you think
Good night, Doctor.
Price knows that his wife is having an affair with the doctor?
Are they?
Wait, what?
Are they?
I thought you said you remembered.
Apparently not. I missed that bit. Wow.
Oh no. I'm not saying any more then.
I think he knows she's having an affair with someone.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I think there's a lot of it. He's still sort of figuring it out. Like this scene now. He's pissed off. It's like he's got some pieces of the puzzle, but not all of them. See, it's like, is this supernatural? But for them to have planned that, for her to know that she would stand immediately under that spot, that's a bit too much of a stretch for me. So that potentially is supernatural, maybe.
You okay? They've all gone to their rooms and locked themselves in.
Lance, I've been thinking. It was so dark down there. Maybe it wasn't Mr. Lord.
It was him, all right. He tried to kill you, and he did kill his wife.
How can you be so sure?
She tried to warn me, asked me to help her. The doc thinks he's going to try and kill one of us. Now, there must be a way out of this place, and I'm going to find it and get the police before he does.
I'm going with you.
Well, if he finds out you're alive... No, Nora. You're safer here than any place else. Now just lock yourself in and keep quiet. If I find a way out, I'll come back and get you.
If you were to construct a house, would you put secret rooms and...
Yeah, I would. A little bit like a Winchester house.
Yeah.
Well, Lance was pretty useless.
Yeah.
I love this bit coming up.
I can't remember.
I'm really
That's
sorry
fine,
I
yeah.
spoiled that bit for you then.
Oh! Yeah. I remember.
Right, Right. So again, how they actually do this, I'm not sure. I don't mean from a filmmaking point of view. I mean how did the characters do this?
Yeah. It definitely does lead the idea that there might be some supernatural element to this. It's a very elegant ghost.
As a scene, I love it. I just don't necessarily understand logistically how they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm noticing it more and more in this version.
I'm wondering if these were just things that were done for time.
It's like, oh shit, she's got here.
That's also a pretty famous shot, isn't it?
Yeah. So, it's a very similar shot as used in the Old Dark House as well. The hand just creeping round.
On what, sorry?
The Old Dark House.
Yeah.
Another old black and white movie.
Is that also on the list?
Yeah. It's the one with Rosen from Titanic.
Yeah.
Old Rose. It is very sadistic, this idea of trying to drive her mad so she'll snap.
It seems like it's only her though.
I think it's because they know she's psychologically the weakest one.
Yeah.
Lance wouldn't be reacting like this. Probably, Ruth, the other woman, wouldn't be reacting like this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just the same shot.
I think it is. I was just thinking that.
It's that's definitely just exactly the same.
An admission of guilt, Doctor?
Certainly not. There's either somebody else in this house or one of us has left his room. Did you hear anything?
Organ music?
That, and someone walking.
You got yours? Ready?
You look downstairs, and I'll look up here.
Why would we
not
split up?
together?
There may be only minutes, seconds left of someone's life. Why waste time?
Yeah, no, I am quite sorry I spoiled this for you.
It would have clocked back. It's just, I've only seen this the once, and it was about a year or two ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Think of the viewers. Absolutely, gonna have to put a spoiler warning on this.
It's almost over, darling. Every detail was perfect.
Would have sold that more for me as if she just went, oh, just kill it.
We've done it. A perfect crime. Beautiful.
Has she killed him?
Not yet, but she will.
Get me out of this hanging harness.
What a couple.
Again, it's like logistically, I know this. Oh, she's wearing a hanging
I couldn't
harness.
get Laura to want to protect herself with a gun.
But how'd you go
Appeared at the window, everything began
forward
to
and
work
backwards?
just as
How did she appear at the window?
She need a crane.
Just the touch that finally drove her into complete hysteria.
It'll be worth all of our planning, darling. Where's Nora now? What's happening?
On her way to the cellar. So scared she'll shoot the first thing that moves.
And Frederick?
On his way to the cellar, too.
David, are you sure none of them will suspect us?
Of what? An hysterical girl accidentally shoots somebody? Who would suspect that we planned it that way, that we drove her to it?
What about my
It's
suicide?
so
But just a ghost body.
outlandish and
It
complicated.
was a dummy since I'm the only one who touched you.
And the caretakers?
Well, they had no idea what they were really doing.
What about Nora? She's not stupid, you know.
Darling, believe me, everything we planned is working perfectly. Nora is sure Frederick murdered you. She thinks Frederick attacked her in the cellar, not me. And now Nora's almost out of her mind with fear. The heads, the music, you're hanging. I tell you, when Frederick walks in there, she'll shoot him.
The heads.
Taking too long.
It is
David,
very
you wanna be
outlandish.
Mm. It's like they came up with the plan. Like, yes, this is the plan we're going to go with.
Yes. These 40 things that need to happen in succession without a hitch.
So the rest of them are just there to be witnesses.
Yeah, basically.
So then again, it doesn't explain the blood dripping on her hand. Who attacked Lance downstairs?
Yeah, it doesn't. So we know the doctor attacked her in the cellar.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't really understand how she...
So again, we didn't see that.
How does she plan on getting away with this? Because, yeah, they'll just say, oh, it was a good part of the whole ghost party thing, like we wanted to scare them. But they'll still be liable, right? They can still be sued, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that works, the legality of this, but I imagine there'd be repercussions. They wouldn't just be able to
Oh
get
yeah, we
away
had party.
with
We
this
gave out guns.
We gave out actual like live ammunition. Yes. Also, they say at the beginning, Vincent Price and his wife, that she wanted to invite personal friends, whereas it was his idea to invite strangers. So how did he know to invite the doctor?
I don't know.
That's also something that's not explained.
No!
She does have a pretty good scream.
She does. It's just like, I've seen this one so many times and I love it. There's always just a few things that I'm never fully sure of.
I don't feel like something was like we don't see her get attacked.
No, but we know
I feel
it
like,
happened.
but I feel like we needed to see that.
Yeah. I don't even think it was probably filmed and cut. I just think, it just wasn't filmed at all, maybe.
It just seemed like a pretty big thing to not film.
Yeah.
Did they run out of budget for that? Vincent Price didn't want to get wet.
Yeah. But I think it's also like
How are they gonna get away with
this.
everyone seeing her being hung?
Well, they said before, like, they're just going to claim that it was part of the whole charade
Yeah.
to further unnerve people.
Well, this is a very elegant nightgown.
Yes.
It's lovely.
It is lovely.
Impractical.
Highly impractical.
David? David?
Goes very nicely with your theory that all Davids in films don't fare very well.
No, we're either the villains or we die.
Yes. Yes.
It's a popular ongoing theory that I have.
Some cases it's both.
How often are we the heroes? Very rare.
Yeah, I just don't get it, because if Vincent Price has been the one inviting the guests, then he must have known she was having an affair with the doctor, and that's why he's wanted to invite the doctor. But then wouldn't she be on high alert thinking, oh shit, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. He's invited him.
I do love this next bit. It's so ridiculous.
It's brilliant. It goes on for so long.
I know. But I can't. Oh, I'm so excited to see it again. You know, I think we'll just tip it off. If it had a little mustache.
It's just so wonderful.
It's almost whimsical.
There's a wonderful behind the scenes picture of Vincent Price with the skeleton like almost dancing with it.
Yeah.
So good.
At last you've got it all. Everything I have. Even my life. But you're not going to live to enjoy it. Come with me, murderess. Come with me.
This a bit just like slowly backing up.
I'm going to quote Spider-Man No Way Home. Gotta be careful where you fall.
Gotta be careful.
Gotta be careful where you fall.
Gotta be careful where you fall. Just that skeleton.
Yeah, even like as a bit of practical, like logistically, that must have been really difficult.
Yeah,
I mean, this is obviously not how they did it, but I love it anyway.
I do too.
The logistics.
Do you know what? Though realistically, I mean, I could be wrong here, but chances are that's an actual human skeleton.
Good night, Annabelle.
Could be.
So much cheaper to just go to a doctor's or a science.
Get a skeleton,
place,
yeah.
rather
Only
than
the victim is
make a
alive
prop
and
one.
the murderers are not.
I mean, that's what happened
You
in
didn't know when
Poltergeist,
you
wasn't it?
started
Yeah.
your game of murder.
So much cheaper.
Yeah, everybody.
that I
Your
was planning
skeletons
to.
are cheaper than fake skeletons.
Yeah.
There must be some way to get in here.
It's right along here somewhere.
Hell of a way to get into the film business.
Lance! I've shot Mr. Loren. He's down in the wine cellar.
Alive.
I don't
So all the
think
guns must have blanks in them then.
Hers does.
Just hers.
Yeah.
It's him. He's alive.
You didn't shoot anyone, my dear. I loaded your gun with blanks. I can tell you all now. Trent and my wife were planning to kill me. They failed. Trent tried to throw me in the vat. My wife stumbled and fell. I'm ready for justice to decide if I'm innocent or guilty.
Now there are 9. There'll be more, many more. They're coming for me now. And then they'll come for you.
So it's like, is the house haunted? Realistically, what supernatural events actually happened?
It's the blood.
The blood dripping from the ceiling, like that's basically it.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a charming film. I do enjoy watching it.
Oh,
but
I love it. I love
it's
it.
so
skeleton
by himself. I do think like even at the time people poked the holes in it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's a William Castle movie. It's kind of like
yeah,
that's what happened.
yeah.
But
It was always more about the spectacle, I think, than the actual scares
yeah,
with Castle. But I mean, you know, there's something, very whimsical about it. And I think I really enjoyed the performances. I love Vincent Price as an eccentric millionaire.
Yeah.
Like, it just, I don't know. It's
There's
just a great film to watch every now and then.
Yeah. It's also one of those films where you look at it and it's like, that doesn't make sense.
No, I think, like, all the questions we've been asking, though, like, wait, how did he know? And, like, why did he invite them? And, you know, like, I think those are questions we're not meant to be asking.
Yeah.
We're thinking from, you know, a very modern perspective of, like, wanting to know all the answers and trying to make it a bit more complicated than it actually is. It's just a schlocky little horror.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's 100% on YouTube. It's free on Amazon Prime. Check it out. Well, to be fair, you've watched this along with us. If you want to watch it without our ramblings and Sam spoiling the movie halfway through.
Sorry.
You know where to find it. And, this is us doing something a little bit different. We don't know if we'll do any more of these.
Yeah, we just...
I'd like to at least do one more.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's quite fun.
Yeah, public domain, though, and all that.
Yeah.
That's what it is on. But thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by, guys, to the YCFT home cinema. What do we call it? Couch Nights. I'm going to call it Couch Night.
Couch Night.
Welcome to Couch Night.
Love it.
And we'll see you next week.